Yahoo! It's Toki time! How's it going, everybody? It's time for Ace Attorney Investigations, which I've been waiting for a long time! Yay! Oh my god. I'm so excited. I'm such a huge Ace Attorney fan. God, Ace Attorney is so good. I just love these dumb lawyers. I have played every other Ace Attorney game and also Shu Takumi's Ghost Trick. Shu Takumi's insane. I don't know if he actually worked on these games, like the investigations games, but I have managed to avoid most spoilers. I've managed to avoid most spoilers for these two games. Unfortunately, since they're kind of old and they're on the, they're from the DS era. I have run into a few things. However, this will be as spoiler-free a possible of playthrough, spoiler-free of playthrough as possible of playthrough. Words, English, lawyers speaking. Anyway, I'm really excited. Oh shoot, I have to click into this window. Boop. Okay. Oh my god, listen to the noises. So with the first trilogy. Well, you'll be interested to know that this, okay, so from what I know, these two games both take place right after the first trilogy. I believe the first game takes place like 3 months or something, or maybe like a week after the first trilogy, and the other one's a couple months later. Also, I think there are some flashback scenes, so I'm really excited to see what those are about. But yeah, oh my god. There they are! Why does this go backwards? Oh, it goes both ways. I was looking on the left side of the screen and I saw the arrow and I was like, why does this go to the left instead of the right? Prosecutor's Gambit. I'm really excited because two of the things that I know about this game are the mechanics are, in the first game, his magical lawyer power is logic. Basic logic. And his magical lawyer power in the second game is mind chess. So I'm excited to see what that's about. But, oh yeah, also, wait. So there are a few cool things. First of all, there's the gallery. I don't want to spoil myself. Yeah, this gallery contains spoilers. They just have everything unlocked for you. But, so there's two things. Number one, they have, oh yeah, I forgot. I have to lower this volume. Because it is a little bit loud. But we have the HD soundtrack and also, whoops, click back onto the screen. There's the original soundtrack, so I'm excited to see what the differences between those are, as well as the art style. Look at this. Oh my god, look at how beautiful this man looks. And it's like sort of chibi, but it's like almost full proportions. Look at how beautiful he looks. Oh my god, and it's pixel art. Isn't that cool? I think they did an amazing job at like transferring the pixel art to HD. This looks so good. Like I saw, I want to zoom in. They kind of have mixels. So from what I heard, the pixel art is actually not the original pixel art. It was like a slightly upscaled pixel art that they made when they ported the game to, when they ported the first game to mobile. And maybe the second game, I don't know if they did that. So it's like slightly worse than it should be. Like they have, I don't know if you can tell, but they have mixels. If you like go into 1080p and then zoom in or something, you can see that they have like differently sized pixels, which makes it look a little bit worse than it's supposed to. It still looks pretty good, just not as good as it should be. However, the HD art looks amazing. Look at that frame rate too. Isn't that crazy? He looks so good. Favorite soundtrack is Turnabout Sister. Yeah, Maya's song is really good. I think one of my favorite songs from the original trilogy. Also, the later games have really good music too. I think every game has good music. I love the Pursuit theme, Pursuit Questioned, which is from the second game. I think it's really underrated. I feel like a lot of people don't like it, but I think it does a really good job of portraying like the turnabout theme and the kangaroo court. I think it's really fun. That's probably my favorite song. Anyway, Ace Attorney, Miles Edgeworth. We get to see the Eggman himself. Episode 1, Turnabout Visitor. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, I want to try to like voice act all the characters. This is gonna be a lot of talking. There's gonna be a lot of talking and reading lines. Oh my god, I immediately got an achievement. Everything old is new. March 14th. Oh my god, wait, it's Pi Day. Yay! Wait, at 1 a.m.? To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. Is this Edgeworth? That may be true, but why? I don't know who these are. Why go this far? No, that's not Edgeworth. Oh wait, I've actually seen a screenshot of this guy. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Oh my god, it's in his office? Listen to this guy. Or look at this guy. Look at this absolute dork. I'm a prodigy among us prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. Ha ha ha. You are no mere clown. You are the entire circus. You know what's amazing and really sad? The fact that he doesn't actually say that line. Prosecutor's building. Oh yeah, this is also a completely different style of game. This is like a walk-around adventure game instead of like transport place-to-place visual novel. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Oh, look at him move. The door is unlocked. Miles Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe. What's this smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Oh my god, look at his dumb office. Look at the references. What the? It's a guy. What's the meaning of this? Huh? Freeze. Freeze, person. Oh. I was thinking, I seen a screenshot of him being murdered by the blue badger that I think is really funny, and that screenshot almost looked like it. I'm really excited to see what the context of him getting murdered by the blue badger is. His turning debut is on the GBA. Yeah, but so it was, the original trilogy was on GBA, and then they ported them to the DS. I'm pretty sure these two games, Ace Attorney Investigations and Investigations 2, were both on the DS. Number one, because this has references to, look, if you look at his office here, his office wasn't shown until the DLC case of the first game, Case 5 Rise from the Ashes, which debuted with the Nintendo DS release in preparation for Apollo Justice. And you see as the King of Prosecutors reward, which was only from that case. Which means, my dear viewer, that this game debuted on the Nintendo DS. And that is what you call logic. Identify yourself. That is the power of logic. That is me, Miles Edgeworth. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Oh no, his fancy suit. Oh, hello. That's gonna be important that there's a safe behind there. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. The last person that committed murder on my property is in jail. Oh. Wait, was he actually threatened by that? Oh my god. Edgeworth. My name is Mild Eggman. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad. So this is like a month after the third game. I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days. Ah, look at him, he's so disappointed! Classic Edgeworth. Oh no, his Yowie chess set! I love that God, his office is so dumb. I love that he has the steel samurai figure, and I hate that he has the flowers with the cravat pot. Or, did you know, while the game calls what he wears a cravat around his neck, it's actually called a jabot. J-A-B-O-T. March 14th, yeah. Ooh, listen to this. Hell yeah, we're in the game now. This is what prosecution hears. Wait, oh wait, I want to... Let's start by saving. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a save. Let's hear what the soundtrack sounds like. Did that change? It didn't change. Wait, do I have to like exit out to the menu or something? This is really responsive. I don't know, for some reason, sometimes I feel like... Ooh. Sometimes PC ports weirdly feel unresponsive. This is the same music. Awesome, love it. I just want to see. Where? Why don't I have the option? I want to see the original art style. Oh, is this, do I actually have to go back to the menu for? God damn it. Are you playing on the Switch? I am playing on PC. There it is. Okay. I want to see what the pixel art looks like. I'm playing on the PC. I don't know, some games I like on Switch, some games I prefer on PC. Ah, look at this! Oh my god. I want to do a little bit like this. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Oh god. You can see where his like finger point animation. I don't know. This is like a really small detail. You can see where his finger point animation is like. It really feels like a good translation of his original pointing sprite from the main Ace Attorney games. Like you can really, it's so good. You can feel the same emotions in it. He's just fed up with it. Yes, sir. Pixel art looks really, this art style looks really nice. For some reason, the desk looks surprisingly HD. I guess the backgrounds were like drawn. They were drawn and then downscaled to DS size, and then they drew the pixel art separately. I really like the pixel art sprites, but I do love, I just love it so much. I love the HD. I love the HD so much. It looks so good. Like his little chibi look. Like, look at it. Look at the way his face is in HD. Isn't that amazing? Ah! Let's continue. Oh, beginning, Gumshoe rushes to the scene. Oh my god, I got spoiled by the game. Finish photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well, please continue your investigation. He has so many frames of animation. Ooh, vibration. Ah! Mr. Oh wait, I have to like get back into my Gumshoe voice. The name's Detective Dick Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. The name's Detective Dick Gumshoe. This is Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective with the local precinct. And the one they assigned to handle this murder case, for the time being. Ah, look at them! Oh my god, I love Gumshoe's smile. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt?
No, I'm perfectly fine, however. Look what they did to your office!
Look at his animation! Oh my god! The way he stomps.
Look what they did to your office! It's totally trashed! I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office,
He says as he taps his head.
You see, I've already solved this entire case entirely. Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating.
I love that it's so funny because like it's a running trope in the Ace Attorney series where Nick has like a spunky teenage girl as a sidekick and Edgeworth's spunky teenage girl sidekick is Gumshoe, and I think that's beautiful. Scam Miles won't be. Yeah. Oh my god. I can't I love playing as Edgeworth in the Ace Attorney 3-3. I'm really excited to see all his inside thoughts.
Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So, I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind palace. Meh. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder in green occur in my office in green?
Have they ever like highlighted something in green that isn't a thought bubble or something? Oh, things are gonna be a little different in this game. We have like crime scene, my office.
Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office?
Oh, we got a thought. Oh my god, Edgeworth has thoughts? Nick doesn't get thoughts, he just adds evidence.
I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. I will store it in my mind palace. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really, especially because of this. The key to your office?
Bada bing. It's so weird, like, not hearing the main series sounds.
Oh, another thought for my mind palace. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic.
There it is, we found it. We found the logic.
If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? I don't know what that is. I'm a little bit dumb. Can you explain it to me, Mr. Edgeworth? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. Detective, please use your one brain cell to think of a connection between one thing and a second thing. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use... I don't really get it. That seems a little too complicated for me.
First, I love his explanation of how logic works.
First, I recall the information we've gathered with the L1 button. Wait, okay, I'm lost already. What the frig is the L1 button, sir? And then I connect them together with triangle. Do you see how much of a genius I am? Now, to use L1 and recall the facts.
Holy!
Crime scene, my office. The office key.
Okay. This is so funny. Oh my god, he's thinking. He's thinking!
Let's see. Thought 1. Thought 2. I have to use my brain. Connect! Objection! For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get here. Ergo, oh my god, he already dropped an ergo. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss. Whoop. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Favorite characters in this term, Miles and Clavier. The prosecutor with the visor. Oh, you mean Godot? Waiting for Godot? Clavier is fun. I feel like, I mean, he is really good, and I love his air guitar playing animation. I feel like he's not as quirky as some of the other prosecutors. And I feel like the quirkiness is part of the fun. I mean, Edgeworth has his own thing going on, so he doesn't need the super huge quirks. Who's my favorite prosecutor? I'm trying to think. I really like Simon Blackwell. Blackwell's really good. Edgeworth. Yeah, that's probably it. I hate Godot. God, Godot is the worst. I mean, he's kind of cool. I like his theme song. I love his animations. I kind of hate him. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However... Oh, my health bar. If the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Ew. Oh my god, there we go. Ooh. Listen to that music. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. You gotta press the A button, it's very important, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use X when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use triangle, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Sigh. I choose to imagine that Edgeworth purposely says sigh in his brain. Sigh. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. I want to try it now. You called, sir? Notice anything? Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just gotten started. Just gotten started. I don't know how we would say that. The investigation's just gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked, and what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. Oh, he's so sad. Oh no, Edgeworth, you made him sad. Also, I just realized this game has a history, which is really good. That was kind of annoying in the original trilogy port. I'm glad they have that in this game and the quote-unquote Apollo Justice trilogy. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, sir. Examine everything and everything with X. By checking various things out, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence we've collected with R1. That's how you Oh my god, I have a prosecutor's badge, proof of my profession. However, I'd prefer to keep it in my pocket. Did you know, here's a fun fact, did you know that the defense attorney and prosecutor's badges that Phoenix and Edgeworth have, and I guess all the other attorneys, did you know that these badges are actually real in real life? Like in Japan, they actually have these badges. Wait, let me search it up. Because they're the same designs, they're not like made up. Let me search this up.
This is cool. Sure, replace that. Bum, 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 bum. Also, this music's a banger. Bum, bum. Yeah, check this out. Look at this. Look at this. So these are real, like, law badges. I'm not sure what all the professions are, but look, if you look at the very top left one, that's the defense attorney badge that Phoenix has. And then 2 to the right is the prosecutor's badge that Edgeworth has. Isn't that cool? Like, they make it a huge, silly thing in this game, but it's like a real thing that is based off of, and I think that's a lot of fun. Boop. Back to this game. Show me profiles. Oh my god, who is this? It's a guy, age something. Dick Gumshoe. Homicide detective at the local precinct. In charge. Oh, he has no specific thoughts.
For information
And leads, it's L1. Did you know?
That's it. Great job, sir. Deductive reasonable is the way to go.
It's called deductive reasoning, detective. Clearly something you lack. I want to present you. I want to present you with my badge.
Take that. Your prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. Oh, but it's really cool, sir. Much cooler than my badge could ever be.
There's no need to suck up to me, detective. Aw, poor Gummy. I'm gonna present that to everybody I meet. Tell me about this guy. I can't present profiles in this game? Oh my god, that's so sad. They lost the technology between the second game and later games. Oh my god, look at him move around! Whee! When he runs backwards, when he's running like up diagonal, it looks so funny. You know what this always makes me think of? I love seeing the way they used his sprites for this one meme. Ooh, slow walking, look at him. Ooh, he's so professional. I like seeing his running sprites because I just think of that one meme where someone edited a tiny Miles Edgeworth running around over that dog competition. So it's just like Miles Edgeworth going through this little dog competition obstacle course and jumping over things. It's really funny. Ah, look at him go, he's so tiny.
Oh, Gumshoe's right back there. Wait up for me, sir.
Okay, tell me what happened.
I'm getting very close to your ear. Now tell me what happened, officer. Do you have anything to report?
Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Oh, wait, who was that? Yeah, that was the officer.
Talk about a contradiction.
Also, they already said the word contradiction. Yeah, Gumshoe feels like he should be 40, right? But like all the characters in this game are way younger than they should be. Like, how old was Phoenix? He was 24 in the first game. He was like 24. Isn't that crazy? He looks like he should be almost 30. And then he's finally the right age in the sequel trilogy. Also Edgeworth. Edgeworth looks way older than he should be, than he is.
Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more.
It's so weird that Gumshoe's 32. You sir, what do you have to say?
How's it coming along?
Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. You wouldn't be able to do this in your touchscreen video games.
Well, I never.
Tell me about this.
What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon?
Char's cool. Hi, welcome. 8-bit Toki. I'm always 8-bit. Technically, I'm like, I don't know. How many is 3 colors?
If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think.
Sigh. Detective.
I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous.
Then why did you... I always remember, when Gumshoe met Pearl, he immediately started sticking his gun in her face.
Hey kid, you want to see my gun? But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergency, so that's why I didn't recognize it.
So, it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detective. Evidence! Or no, not evidence. Thought! I have a thought. Oh yeah, this is evidence. This is thoughts. Oh! I have a thought! The killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? He was after his revolver! Same model as detective. So this guy might be a... Well, no. We know he's a prosecutor because we have the ability to see cutscenes. Tell me about... Oh, wait. Tell me about the couch. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. I love sleeping on couches instead of beds.
That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Could I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir?
Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. Besides, that is where Mr. Wright sleeps.
You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end.
Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Can I look at my... I can't look at my suit? Is that illegal? Show me this flower with the dumb jabble. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers?
The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved.
God, I forgot about that. That's what it was in the Rise from the Ashes too, or not that exact one, but it was Wendy's gift. Wendy Oldbag.
Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns. Wendy, isn't that the name of the old lady with the whiny voice that
That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. The one thing he's afraid of. Tell me about your tokusatsu animes. Well, it's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared of any harm. This is my most prized possession.
Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again?
How dare you, detective? I'll have you know this is the pinnacle of all tokusatsu, better than Power Rangers.
What? Nothing's better than Power Rangers?
I missed that line. Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. I like how he had to say the whole name of the show, which includes the name of the character, and then he says the character. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. I'll have you know it's very mature. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and The Nickel Samurai. Along with the Delusion merchandise and even a new stage show gives it presence.
You, sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy?
Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. Actually, I'm into Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider looks cool. I've never seen any of it, though. I grew up with Power Rangers. And I grew up with the Steel Samurai, and I'll ask you to respect its name, detective. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. No need to dwell on this information any further. Tell me about your King of Prosecutors reward.
Oh, it's your trophy, the Knight of Prosecutors, right? That's like a chess piece. King. King of prosecutors, which is also a chess piece. And yet it's not a trophy. It's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. You can see how intelligent I am, detective. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me.
Oh yeah, can't I look at his tea set? Oop.
Ah, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir! That killer is going to pay this tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this.
Oh my god, he's so scared, wait.
This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What?
Oh my god, look at him. I wish I could zoom in. Look at this poor baby. Oh my god, he's so sad.
Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks.
Sadly not. Tell me about books. Sideways standing Edgeworth looks so funny here. I don't know, there's something about him. Just like being in profile. Can I not look at books? I guess these are books.
Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer.
Rip. He had a thought.
Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all that time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life?
This poor guy. Look at Gumshoe's big puppy dog eyes. They made him look like such a cute little baby boy in this. It's so funny. Like, look at how big and sad his eyes are. What else can I look at here? Can I not look at his 50,000 types of teas? Do you see on this shelf, like he has 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves dedicated to tea, and 2 shelves dedicated to teapots and teacups, and 1 shelf dedicated to plates and cutlery. And he still has more on top of the shelf. It's crazy. Tell me about desks.
It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. I do enjoy doing paperwork. That is my second favorite hobby. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh, yeah! That thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit, the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay.
Aww. Oh, he does care. He's just making an excuse in his brain. I still don't have evidence, but I'm curious about the other logic I have. I don't think I can actually find out the killer's goal until I find out what's in that safe. Which means I probably have to investigate everything before the forensics guy is done. Revolver, signs of a struggle. My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. It's also possible that he might have been looking for something in the files and just threw them on the ground. Okay, wait. So there's yeah, okay, I think I have it. So there's blood there, which to me seems to imply that the blood got there when there were no books on the shelf, meaning he was looking through the books first and then the murder occurred. So it's possible that that might be a logical connection, but I don't think I have the information that makes that make sense.
They finished photographing the body, so it should be all right to examine this area. I won't.
Oh, hello, Gumshoe. Wait, do you see that? Oh my god, they're really starting off with one of these. With one of these, they wrote the killer's name and it's Gumshoe. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Bada bing. It says gum. First of all, tell me about your wallet.
What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these. Hey, do you know this weird letter thing? I think I've seen one of these before.
Oh, it's a police badge. I thought it was a wallet.
It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky-dink.
He says coinky-dink.
What a coinky-dink. Let's take a look inside.
Buddy Faith. His name is Buddy. He's number 1193-96-4. That doesn't mean anything to me. Oh, you know what's funny about this? Oh, actually, that is kind of weird. Oh, yeah, that is kind of weird. So his badge down there, I don't know if you noticed, that I feel like this requires people to actually notice things, and these are like specific details. But his police badge looks like a real life police badge in this, if you look at the bottom of the screen. However, throughout, I'm pretty sure this is in like every Ace Attorney game, starting from when they introduced detectives. The detective's badge does not look like that. Let me see if I can find it. Let me just pull up this guy. Because this is gonna be really easy to show off. So here's how insanely obsessed with Ace Attorney I am. Bam, 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 bam. So if we look at Officer Mike Meekins, you may notice that his hat has a particular shape on it. I wish I could show my mouse on. Oh wait, I can. Oh, does that not show up? Oh well. So if you look at the badge on the bottom of the screen, it's like a real life police badge. However, if you look at Mike Meekin's head, that is what the police badge in the Ace Attorney universe is supposed to look like. And almost, actually maybe I believe every single detective in the series has the police badge on them. So let me see. So you like always know, you always know when someone's a detective. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 ba da ba da ba da. Another example, I guess this is the same case. Damon Gant, police chief, also has that badge on him. Look at that. It's the same badge. I'm going through a lot of effort to show like a really tiny detail that I'm pretty sure nobody ever notices. What other times have they showed a detective? It's kind of funny. I guess these are all from the same case, but I'm pretty sure they show it in other cases too. Yeah, check it out. Detective Marshall also has the same badge. So anyway, that's a dumb detail that I noticed. Every single detective, other than Gumshoe, has like that badge on their character. Anyway, yeah, was the reason. Yeah, kind of. Because it was like retroactively added to the first game, right? Because it wasn't made until the first 3. Oh wait, I'm pretty sure, doesn't Emma have it? Wait. Oh, huh. She doesn't have it on her character design. That's really sad. But anyway, that's my dumb little thing for the fun fact for the day. That's not the detective badge.
It would appear that our victim was a detective just like you. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. It is time for me to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other.
Let me just look at some things first.
Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area. Oh, wait. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Are you gonna be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. My mind palace. All right, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or within my mind palace, my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press R1 to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep human beings inside of that too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. And checking up on my pets that I keep inside of it.
Thing on his hands. This is gonna be funny. Wait, is Gumshoe still here?
I don't believe it! I packed those files on the shelf so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem to be sure.
Aw. Sad little baby Edgeworth who's afraid of earthquakes.
Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back on the shelf.
They didn't. Oh my god. Edgeworth, you're supposed to be the smart one. God, the fact that it says Gumshoe. Okay, so what is the trick gonna be here? Why is it written upside down? There's one book missing, which seems relevant. I wonder if the killer pushed the books from this shelf off to distract people from this bookshelf, which is just missing one book. So they wanted to make it look like they were trying to find something else. And then the murder happened, which is why there are blood stains on the shelf. It doesn't look like... Just from what the blood stains look like, it doesn't look like there were any books in the way when the murder happened. Oh wait, tell me about your Yaoi chess set. Oh god. Front-facing Edgeworth looks so weird. My mind palace is just full of nerd. Yeah, so true. So true and relatable.
Ouch, they even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case.
Oh, he's so nice.
Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. I'm very smart, and you are not.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready for me to use some brain cells? Thinking?
The killer's goal, signs of a struggle, revolver, victim was a detective.
Okay, so what am I connecting? Is there any punishment? Also, I can just press autoplay, which is kind of funny. Is there any punishment to me saying the wrong thing? Signs of a struggle and a revolver. I wonder if that might be something. I don't think it is, but I want to see what happens if I get it wrong. Oh, I do have health. I forgot I had health. Killer's goal. Signs of a struggle. I think he was going through the files.
And objection! I've connected the dots. My logic is flawless.
What?
The piece. I'm imagining pieces in my head, and it doesn't appear they fit together quite right.
Oh. Victim was a detective. Oh, it's these two. I think I'm like further ahead of the game. I'm trying to figure out what the murder is, but we're in the tutorial and we have to connect that the victim was a detective and that this is a detective's revolver.
I am having a thought. This time, the puzzle pieces connect perfectly. Oh God, detective! Don't aim that gun at my face! Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I just wanted to see what it was.
This is your first time? Welcome, by the way. This is my first time. So I have managed to avoid like 90% of spoilers for these games. This is my first time playing these. I deliberately went out of my way to not play them until the second one got localized. So this is 100% fresh. I don't know what's going on. I've never played the game before. I've seen a few screenshots. Like I've seen a screenshot of Edgeworth getting murdered by the blue badger. And I've seen like what some characters look like. But I've never played the games and I don't know what the story is. Anyway.
Detective, please put that gun down. Sorry, sir. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to a recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Oh, that's pretty gross. I'm gonna move your hand over there so it's not in the way. Let's see, what have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Bing. It can be assumed.
I like that all of Edgeworth's evidence is written from like his perspective and what his deductions are about the evidence. It's like a little bit different.
It can be assumed that this gun is the murder weapon. It was issued to the victim. Let's see. Oh God, please put that down. Stop aiming at me. Sorry, sir. Let's see what else we can find about this revolver.
Oh my God, we have the power of the Nintendo DS. It's in 3D and we can look at things.
As I always say, you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence, like this gun. Detective, please put that down. You can use R to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use L1 and R1 to zoom in and out to get at the nitty-gritty.
There's no bad angle, you say. Oh, you can really see inside the barrel. I can't do this. In Great Ace... Wait. Not in Great Ace Attorney. I think it's in, like, Apollo Justice. You get, like, 2 different chances to examine 2 different guns, and both times they make the joke that Trucy is pointing the gun at Apollo. Ooh, hello. 1 round was fired.
It looks like only 1 round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic? That's slang for victim, by the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, I know. I used logic to deduce your meaning. Wow, that's very impressive, sir. So the killer killed the Vic with just 1 shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. Ooh. I guess this is all we're going to find out. We should send the body to
Autism? Jim! Oh my God, it's the guy.
Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you?
Gently place his hand on shoulder.
Are you all right? I'm sorry. I don't really know how to do this comforting thing. It's all new to me.
Don't touch me! Ugh. Leave me alone! Just let me be!
Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body.
The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night.
Sure. Just in a blood-stained suit, pal.
I'm so sad. Where are my manners?
Aren't you that prosecutor?
Oh yeah, another thing I think is really cool about this game is that they have, because it's like this one takes place in, I'm trying to think, because I've seen a couple of screenshots of other characters. I like that they have prosecutors and defense attorneys in these games. Like, this guy's a prosecutor, and then I saw that there was some discourse about like a judge character whose name got changed, which is kind of sad. Also, so like one of the characters I know about in a future game whose name they changed and is also a prosecutor, they changed his name to something really dumb, and it looks awful. Like, God, it's really just a word. Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman. Is that has to be like, oh, wait. Oh, Jacques Sportsman. The S is not silent. He's a sportsman. Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Sportsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting and my partner in life.
I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor and have a partner in life.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir, I'm lonely.
So, you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? I don't know.
Yes, that is correct.
Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Grr.
Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay?
I will not! I know how things work around here. High prosecutors' office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. Grr. Grr.
That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner.
Time for pun names. Joe to the heavens, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm really excited. I think this is a pretty good one. This is a good starting pun name. Very fun when I'll tell you about the button to do something. Yeah, like, I like to imagine Miles Edgeworth is actually saying the buttons in universe.
That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay?
Oh God, Gumshoe, don't say that!
So the only one who could get in here was me. Ha 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 ha. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means.
So it was you then! You're Jim's killer!
No way, pal, you got it all wrong!
Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. And you should know that I have logic on my side. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions?
All right, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know.
Hey, thumbs up.
The little animations that he has for like his arms is kind of funny. Like, I love how in his angry one, he's so tense that his fist is moving. But there's something really funny about him just moving his thumb like that. Like, there's giving you a thumbs up and he's like, yeah, yes, no, yes, yeah, we good, yeah? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Oh God, yeah, like he's always moving his hand, it's so funny. Whoops, oh, you can do that. Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? I promise not to crush your hand. Oh, I'm gonna grab you. Oh, careful. Oh, and like Edgeworth is just moving out of the way a little bit. He's like,
Pleasure to work with you.
You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then, it's your room after all.
Thank you, I intend to.
I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir! Oh God! I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. Legal system in this world is terrible. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, people... Like, not only are the prosecutors just on the scene investigating, but also defense attorneys are on the scene investigating, except it's illegal for them to do that. Like, prosecutors on the scene investigating is already dumb, but also it's supposed to be their job in this universe, and defense attorneys aren't allowed to be on the scene investigating, and the only reason Nick gets away with it is because he's friends with prosecutors, and, like, he sneaks onto the scene when no prosecutors are there.
I should probably give them some space.
I like how much this guy's taking pictures. He just keeps going. Like, look at him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Work it. I'm out of mango smoothie. Okay. Can I only present evidence to Gumshoe? Can I not, like... Oh, that's so sad. I'm gonna shoot you.
Take that! The victim's gun, huh? It's the same model as mine.
A tool used to protect lives, yet one that can also take lives away. Those who take a gun in hand wield a great responsibility. I hope you understand that, Detective.
I really don't use my gun at all, sir. The only time I would use this baby is when I'm fighting a hot duel with a convict to look ultra cool. Bang, bang!
He shoots like 5 bullets into the air.
Sigh, you were doing so well until that last bit.
Awesome. Tell me about the victim.
I'm just a lowly detective, so I'm not sure what I could do with that other than to arrest it! Yeah! Oh, I'm gonna arrest this guy. Look! Edgeworth! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Look, I'm putting handcuffs on this corpse!
Is that the only talent you have? Oh, wait.
It's so sad. Poor baby.
Tell me about the info I've gathered. I seem to have picked up a few good leads.
Oh, so now you're gonna do that thing you do with all the information, right?
What are you babbling about?
The brainy thing you were talking about just a few minutes ago. Logic? That thing with the brain cells and whatnot? You said you can look at all of your leads and info by pressing L1. Then you pick the ones that seem related with X and connect them with triangle.
Detective, what have I told you about saying the words of the buttons out loud?
Sorry, sir. I know you're the only one that's allowed to do that. That's your way of investigating, right, sir?
Yes, which is why this exercise in explaining my own method to me was unnecessary.
Okay then, how about I explain my logic to you next?
That is even more unnecessary.
Oh. Okay, here we go, finally.
Oh, your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor?
Must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made for your prosecutorial debut in? Or if they'd shot through it, it would have been a disaster!
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here.
Huh? Like what?
I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Oh my god. He said it again, but this time it's an orange. We're really getting to the meat and potatoes.
Really?
Contradicto. Did I say contradicto? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him.
Oh, he's rubbing off on him, all right. It's so funny the way they talk about each other when they're off screen.
But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction.
Oh, it just did that automatically. I wanted to point at something wrong first.
This is it. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press triangle with conviction. And when I have found the sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things.
Take that! Eureka! He says Eureka in this game? Oh my god, he's such a dork. God damn you, Miles Edgeworth. You say Eureka unironically as part of your whole bit?
This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I am a prosecutor, and this is my badge. Look, it fits nicely over that hole.
I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot.
Ha ha ha. You don't understand. You see, therein lies the contradiction.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong. Oh.
That wasn't a mistake. That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. Oh. Present. I know. This is how I do things.
Only fired one shot. Oh, that's interesting. So whose revolver is the second revolver?
Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction.
What do you mean, sir?
It's elementary, you see. I am like Herlock Sholmes number 2. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felled this frame.
Hey, that's right!
However, this gun was only fired once.
Hey, that's true too.
Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
You don't see this. So you don't see this, but every single time he says a word in green and he adds it to his mind palace, I like touch my head with my finger like I just solved something. That's how I imagine him like actually acting in universe. He goes,
did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight?
And he like does that without saying anything because he only does it in his thought bubbles. And people just see him do this out in the open, but they don't hear his thoughts. So he just looks like he's being weird.
By the way, I noticed something, sir.
Yes?
What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame?
Ah, that. It's a secret safe.
A secret safe? Oh, I smell money!
I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way, my bones are brittle and weak, and I cannot carry things this heavy.
Roger that! Achoo! Achoo! Talk about dusty.
I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while.
Do you like the Yakuza games? I've never played a Yakuza game, but they look exactly up my alley. The problem is there's so many of them, and I feel like I have to start with the first one, which would take a lot of time.
I had no idea there was a safe here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in?
It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one.
Really? I had no idea.
So the other prosecutor, who he knows the murderer from the cutscene, knows about this safe, which means he shot the frame on purpose because he wanted to reveal the safe. But what he was after was probably the book where he wrote Gumshoe's name.
Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence.
So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth?
Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session.
That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams.
Undertale reference. Secret safe data. Only they know how to use them. Interesting clue. Start from Yakuza 0 and then Yakuza Kiwami. I heard, wait, isn't Kiwami the first one or something? I feel like I heard that somewhere. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. I can look at my logic right now, right? Killer's goal, signs of a struggle. I don't have any other thoughts. He has no more brain cells. He's like low on brain cells. But we have safe. So we're just inspecting just the safe.
I never knew there was a safe hidden back here.
Well, if detectives knew about them, then they wouldn't be secret, now would they?
Kiwami's the PS3 remaster of the first Yakuza game. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Why would I play Yakuza 0 first? Is that supposed to be like a prequel? I feel like if that's a prequel, I feel like it's more important to play them in order, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Here's the thing that annoys me. Is when games come out and then there's a different chronological order than there is in release order. And people always like suggest that you do things in like timeline-wise chronological order. But like, I feel like usually when prequels are made, they're made with the original releases in mind. Like the prequel Star Wars movies are made with the assumption that you've already watched the original trilogy Star Wars movies. So like, unless you've already seen them, I feel like it doesn't make sense to watch them in numbered order. So like with games, when they release a prequel, I feel like it makes more sense to me to play them in release order, because that way you understand the context of the chronologically future game when you're playing the prequel game, which relies on the meta knowledge that you already know and understand the story that happens in the future, and then they can sort of reference and foreshadow that in game. Friendly recommended Jujutsu Kaisen chronological order. Yeah, that sounds insane.
Are there any other secret hidden things in this room?
Even if there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them. I can't let him find my secret steel samurai doll stash.
So there's no like hidden camera around? There's no like hidden camera around, right?
And what if there were?
No, it's nothing. Forget I said anything.
Do I even want to ask what
He's been doing in my office while I've been away. He's been smelling the seats. Oh, this counts as two different things.
Now this is odd.
Found something, sir?
This keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean?
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I thought this was just like an art thing, but like the area around where the keypad is looks like it's been wiped off, which means it looks like they were trying to wipe off fingerprints.
You there, forensic scientist.
Yes, sir.
Could you please dust this area for fingerprints?
You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well.
And then the forensics guy taps his head like I imagine Edgeworth does. Why did you do that?
Well, I just thought...
No, don't do that. That's my thing.
Secret safe updated. Prints were wiped. Awesome.
As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the new information we have.
My brain cell! Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum. Okay. It's probably the killer's goal with wiped fingerprints, indicating that they were trying to get into the safe. Because I don't think any of these connect with the other two things yet.
I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after.
Well, what is it, sir?
The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other piece of information can tell me about this crime.
Oh god! We're connecting two pieces of information to change their meaning. Motive theft, question mark, changes the meaning of signs of a struggle. Which is where I think I was going before, where I was thinking they were trying to look for something in the files. Oh my god, he finally caught up to my explanation. He's so smart, guys. It took him like an hour and a half to get here.
There is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer.
Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir?
Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen.
Sir, yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve the files like you've never seen before, even at the library.
Sure. Let's give that a try. Oh.
Why do all the good ones always die young? He's like sort of turning into Shaggy. Why do all the good ones always die young, Scoob? Surely you must ponder that. Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth.
No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life, except if you are a spirit medium. All we can do is search for the truth.
And so, what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth?
First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place.
You got it. Here, let me help. I hate how he's like always moving his hand. I wonder if that's a hint to something.
So this file goes here, and that book goes there.
You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office.
'Cause I'm the one who keeps it clean and tidy, pal. Okay, done.
Oh? Oh, what? Those were hand stains? Was the body moved? So there is blood on the bottom books. Are these in order? I'm trying to think of what this means. Because I was thinking that because the bloodstains on top didn't look like there were books in the way, it meant that the books were off the shelf before he was murdered. But it's possible that he was murdered. He was murdered, and then he put his hands on the shelf, and then he, like, fell down. Oh, yeah, wait, there's the bullet hole. That should be higher up. Yeah, and then those bloodstains should be where the upper handprints are. So this wasn't in order? For whatever reason?
It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here.
And then the body fell over or was moved, and then the murderer wrote Gumshoe's name on those books. I hate that we still haven't addressed that Gumshoe's name is on those books in the bottom right corner. Because, like, you could see it in the other... in the other view.
The bloodstains on the bookshelf is still fresh.
I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out.
Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
But you know I'm no good with blood, sir.
I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture.
I think I know what it is, but I'm curious about what he has to say about everything else.
The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this
guy's pants proves that pretty well.
In a sense, I suppose.
See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, poor baby. Oh my god. I hate that we still haven't addressed this. Let's look at this.
I put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing.
I'm trying to think of why would they not be in order. Because, like, Gumshoe put these back in an order. I'm wondering why they wouldn't be in order. Like, those other books would be up on top.
Although, it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for.
They might have over here where there was a missing book. Blood prints.
The victim's handprints.
He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot.
There are prints on the floor, too.
Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor.
Okay.
It appears that the victim was sitting in a sitting position here after being shot.
Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. I thought he just had a really bad diarrhea.
One of those two things would be the logical conclusion.
That's it. Well, here we go.
So, this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh?
For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred.
Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way.
Oh my god! They haven't put anything together yet? I guess I have to do it myself with logic. Oh no, wait, I forgot. The deduce is a thing here. I forgot this is like a little bit different than the main games.
Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Oh, wait. Is this it? I was like, oh wait, do I have any evidence that actually says something that contradicts where the bullet hole is? I think it's this because it's implied that he was standing up. And this says abdomen.
Eureka! There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole.
What do you mean, sir?
You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up.
But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir?
That would be illogical, as the victim leaned against his shelf after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot.
Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir?
It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. I only have so many brain cells to share. You see, I have two, one for each piece of evidence that I connect in my brain. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born.
So with Switch 2 will have two screens. I was thinking that would actually... I haven't heard those rumors, but I was thinking it would be really funny and cool if that was true. Because I do think the two screens were really cool and useful on the DS. I don't know if they would actually do it, though. I don't know if they would go through with that. But I do... That's like my dream wish for the Switch 2, is that it has two screens. I think I said this when I was playing Link Between Worlds, because I really like having the map on the bottom screen.
What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position?
What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? Wait, what? Oh, the order of the files. It's because Detective Gumshoe put these back in the wrong order, but I don't know why they were in the other order.
I believe that the order of the files is a bit off.
It might be that someone went through the files before and put them in the wrong order, and then someone else, this guy came in, and then he was shot? I don't know.
You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the file are wrong, sir.
Oh?
Yeah, you see here how the files that was shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird.
Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order.
Am I right? That means someone messed up the order before the murder happened. Kind of wish we'd have more DS. Yeah, 3DS is like one of the best consoles ever, actually. Like, I actually think 3DS is an S-tier console. And it deserves to have another run. Like, if at all possible, I hope the Switch 2 has a second screen. They are exactly as I said. They are exactly as I have them in my mind palace.
But the numbers are all out of order.
Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha! So that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out.
Do you think it'd be
Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so they did do... I think they did do the thing I was thinking. So the murderer came in here to look through the files, but didn't realize those were supposed to be on the bottom. And then this guy came in, and then he shot him, and then he threw the things onto the ground, and then Gumshoe put them back in the correct order, which was wrong from the way that it was set up during the murder. And we still have to address the freaking files on the bottom right corner that have Gumshoe's name on them.
You think it'd be okay to put the body back up to how it was before it was moved?
Yes, I believe that's okay. I think I saw this in a movie once. They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. Here we go, little puppet man. Prepare your body. If you please, Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, it's so... Oh my god. It's so funny how this is like... You don't very often see them actually find the body in Ace Attorney games. Like, usually it's a photo post-mortem. Because, like, this game is way less brutal than something like Danganronpa. So it's so funny that we're here with the body at the crime scene right after the murder occurred, manipulating the crime scene and moving the body around. It's, like, weirdly morbid compared to the main series so far.
As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith.
And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess.
Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim.
Well, why would someone kill a man then look through your files one more time?
Puzzling indeed. Those files were thrown into disarray twice. Once before and once after the crime. But why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look.
Oh boy, here we go. Tell me about these again.
As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. We figured out the killer went to the bookshelf. Indeed. There are many things the killer did that don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information.
Let's look at this guy again.
There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there is no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation, Detective.
Roger that, sir. I'm raring to go.
What if we just leave? Okay, here we go. Oh wait, can I talk to you?
Mr. Portsman, a word if I may.
Oh, Jim, your laugh, your smile, I'll never be able to joke around with you again. But don't you worry, Jim, I'll joke around enough for the both of us, you'll see.
He's not listening at all. Mr. Portsman is off in his own little world, it seems.
Okay. Here we go. Show me. I'm trying to... Is that wrong? Wait. Is that an S next to the O? Is that supposed to be an H? S-H-O-E? But that's an S? So if there was another letter here, it would be HSOE. Am I crazy?
This!
Oh no, I can see how it's supposed to be an H. It's like a lowercase h where you can see the top half and then the little lump, so it looks like an S. Lottery, welcome. How's it going?
What's that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood?
I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence.
Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed.
No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me! Say something, sir!
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm a prosecutor, and therefore I must accuse you of murder. Phoenix Wright can defend you in court. It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation?
Is this what the killer was really after?
I like how Edgeworth knows that it definitely wasn't Gumshoe. So he's just ignoring this and trying to deduce why the killer would frame Gumshoe. It's really funny. I guess the killer knew that Gumshoe was in charge of Edgeworth's office, right? That's why he did that. So he killed him, wrote it down, and then stole the file. Wrote it down and then stole the file. I wonder if the point of that is that it's not the thing he was looking for and trying to steal? And that's why... Because it would make it look like... maybe.
Investigation complete! Oh, my health! I feel more powerful than ever!
Looks like Jim was able to leave us with the name of his killer in the end, man. And this most important message managed to reach us.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
You can't be terribly pleased to hear your beloved partner is the guilty party.
I'm afraid that man is not my partner. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up.
I love that they're like figuring out a way to put Edgeworth in the like quote unquote defensive role, even as a prosecutor.
Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say, man?
If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning.
You got it, man.
Oh, here we go.
I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Ooh, listen to this. I don't understand, like, how I activate the change in music. Because it sounds the same. Also, I should save.
Are you, like, challenging me, Scoob? I'll have you know I have the power of Ultra Instinct on my side.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do?
What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him.
Actually, you're not the one that cross-examines. You call people up for me to cross-examine.
One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Maybe some other time.
I don't know. Do we want the dialogue for this? Because I feel like it's just a tutorial. It's just gonna be the thing we do in court, right? Because he did just say
the same thing I do in court. It's cross-examination.
this might come back to bite me in the butt, but I choose to skip this explanation.
Mr. Portsman, if you are ready.
Ah, if you don't have time, you could just say so, sir.
Here we go. Mr. Portsman's logic.
Detective Gumshoe, you stole...
Whoops, I accidentally hit autoplay.
Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
I believe that's wrong. Because they stole the book after the writing was there. And then put the body in front of it. Oh, I see where he's going with this. He's trying to trick me into contradicting that so he can say, well, that just proves it was Gumshoe because he tried to hide the writing using the body. I feel like that's where that's going.
And it will be by his final words that you'll finally be brought to justice, man.
You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer?
I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest!
Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence.
Here we go. Rebuttal. It's so weird, like having some of the same layout stuff, but having all different sound effects and like, you know, visuals. Now it's rebuttal instead of cross-examination. Oh, hello, we have press and present. Awesome, love it. I'm gonna do my usual thing and just press everything because I like seeing dialogue.
Hold it! You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask.
What is it?
Why do you call the victim Jim?
Oh yeah, wait, what's his name? His name is Buddy Faith, yeah. Buddy Faith, Jacques Sportsman, High Prosecutor with this prosecutor's office. It's my first time speaking with him. You've never met this guy and you're the High Prosecutor? Oh, you're like the king of prosecutors and you have no idea who this guy is?
When clearly his name is Buddy Faith.
Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, man. Like zoinks.
But Jim isn't even close to that real guy's name.
Well, Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim.
He talks about the victim like it was his pet. His pet named Scoobert Doo. Hold it! Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that?
Oh, that's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft.
Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth?
It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle.
I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but...
Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? That's when you move Jim's body.
He only has 5 statements.
Hold it! And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing?
Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway.
Oh, that's it.
Hold it! Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters?
The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging from what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something.
Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal.
There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone.
I can't say I disagree with him on that point.
Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence.
I love the way they stand next to each other here. Doesn't this look great? They're like huddled up next to each other. They're so besties.
I couldn't ask for a better setup.
Is he talking about sports?
For a game-finishing spike.
Also, he's setting me up to trick me. But I know where he's going with that. Tell me what your last statement is.
Hold it! Are you saying that those letters were intended for you?
Yup, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner.
Looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters.
What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound, man?
Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide even the good detective can spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence.
Here we go. I know what this is. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the... Yeah, okay. This. He stole something, which means he would have obviously seen it if it was him.
Objection! That's my first time saying it in this game. Objection! Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic.
Bringing a bit of courtroom into this? I see. No problem. I'm game.
I want to hear his objection because he is a prosecutor.
I can't help but find it odd.
Excuse me?
Odd that a fellow... Ooh.
Oh my god!
Ooh. Oh!
Oh, is this his pursuit theme? Wait, this is so good. This is a remix of Edgeworth's theme in the main series. Ba ba da ba da ba dum bum bum boom 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 boom. This is really good.
Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office.
What are you talking about? Oh, you're just jorking it. I get it.
If you have the time to laugh, you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file?
What? That's impossible, dude!
What's impossible, Mr. Portsman?
Nothing.
The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Also, wait, I want to look at something. H-I-J-K. Okay, I just wanted to make sure they weren't, like, the letters weren't out of order or something. So these are in the correct order, and then he wrote on it, and then he took the file he wanted.
Objection! It's possible that they could have taken the file before
Are you dumb?
before committing the murder.
I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name were where the file should be as proof.
Yeah, I mean, DS is gone, and there's only one half of an H. I can read letters, Mr. Edgeworth.
Very good, Gumshoe. Have a gumshoe treat.
Delicious.
If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood.
I love that damage animation where he just dies.
Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message?
It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene.
That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir, you'll see! I'm gonna have him under arrest in no time!
Well, Mr. Portsman?
Brilliant! Absolutely splendid, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Logic deserving of Olympic gold.
I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed.
Meh, you win some, you lose some. That's how life goes.
Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive.
But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However,
Oh, the way they slide in, I don't know, there's something about the way they animated them sliding in that's so funny to me. It's like so different from the main series where when you're in trial, you like look to your, wait, what direction are they facing? You look to your right and it changes scenes so you can see your partner. But in this, they just have them slide on screen. It's really funny.
You still have to meet, pal?
humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office?
That would be me. Well, Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal.
Holy what? What? Huh? Huh?
That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence.
Then why do I sense you still have something to say?
What is this jacket? What is he doing? What are you doing? God, this guy's so weird. Why is he always fidgety? It would be funny if that like has nothing to do with his gimmick or his like whatever the murder was, and it's just him having ADHD. Like,
He must be doing this because he's an evil bad guy.
and he's like thinking in his head, open, close, open, close, open, close.
Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with the key to this office?
One other person. I can't think of who would have a key to my office.
Oh yeah, he was just holding the jacket. He just keeps putting it on. I guess that's like his prosecutor jacket.
Hey, you there!
Yes, sir. What is it, sir?
Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me?
Lady? Whom?
Whomstead? A lady?
The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness.
Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't.
What's wrong with him all of a sudden?
Whomstead?
I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon
Miss Maggie Bird. Oh my god, she's back. Maggie Bird's in this game. That's crazy. I always wondered like why there was never any follow-up with Maggie Bird after the original trilogy. Wait, she went back to being like police? After being a maid cafe waitress? Ah, look at her. Oh my god, she's the blue badger on her shirt. And that's a really good jacket, by the way. And she has the feathers because she's a burb. Oh god, I need to give her a voice. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Detective Gumshoe, sir.
Maggie.
Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight.
I see. And your point is?
My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open up all the office doors in this building.
What?
If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird.
How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room.
That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it. And I can prove it. My name's right there. It says...
Ooh, sorry.
It says Gumso.
Can we take this as a confession, Detective?
Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right?
Oh my god, this is turning into a mess. This is already turning into like what would usually be a case 2 court case.
Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics.
Oh God.
Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here.
ADHD.
That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for once,
I was in the middle of reading your. Oh my God. He just does that when I'm in the middle of his line. Jesus Christ, this guy.
and for one simple reason.
Here we go. This is gonna be really annoying because he's gonna do this every single line.
Here's my reason for being sus. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows her good detective, doesn't she?
Hey, yo, on the crowd goes wild. That's what he's thinking in his head.
Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
And he's just so done with them.
So you're saying she used the master key?
Store can open every office. It's used controlled by security staff.
Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say?
That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well.
That was then. This is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. Even the truth changes when I feel like it needs to be more convenient. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me.
I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key.
I wonder if the idea behind him like always twitching with his right arm is because he's like a tennis player or something. So he's like always ready to rally back and forth.
It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him.
Oh wait. I want to save because I want to get like all the presses. I want to see what all the presses have to say. So I don't want to accidentally press the right one. I know that sounds weird, but I don't want to press the right one to progress. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Trying to get like Johnny Bravo.
Man, I'm pretty.
Detective Gumshoe isn't the only one who opened the door. Okay. If Detective Gumshoe isn't the one that opened the door, leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. Could that be true? I guess. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? All the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. I'm not sure which one would give us something.
Hold it! Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key?
There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird?
That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir.
Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean?
Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated.
What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal.
But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time.
Should I hear Miss Bird out?
This is probably the right one.
No details necessary, I choose to ignore you. Maybe I should pay more attention to what Mr. Portsman is saying for now.
This one.
Hold it! I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly.
It was just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Whoops, I didn't read the line because I was MatPat for a second.
One hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning.
If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first?
Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it.
I don't think you're catching my drift.
But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right?
Have you seen the new host for the Theory channels? I have. I haven't really kept up with game theory stuff in a while. I did see that MatPat was being replaced by some new hosts. I think I watched a few GT Live videos where MatPat is still there after the new host came in. I should probably check them. I should probably check them out sometime. I don't really know much about them, so I have no opinion on them. Actually, I think I watched like one video by the new game theory guy. Like I know each channel has their own new person now, and the game theory channel, he's like, the game theory guy that they have is like British Seth MacFarlane, and I think that's really funny. I haven't watched any of their videos since the new host came in yet, though.
But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say that since she's the only one who could have opened your office door.
Miss Bird. Hold it. Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions, even for an Olympic athlete such as yourself?
Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else.
I'll have you know I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating?
Nothing. I guess I...
Are you insinuating I gave a spare key to my boyfriend? I'll have you know that he would never enter my office without my permission.
Nothing. I guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would.
That's so mean.
I'll have you know I would never let a poor man into my office such as him. Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe?
Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us.
I don't have an Among Us sound effect, but I have this. We did it. We found the Among Us in this game.
He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors.
Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir.
We're holding our collective breath, you know, for when you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force.
Oh, wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth?
Of course not. That's hogwash.
Ew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there.
I'm glad Edgeworth is nice enough to Gumshoe that he would lie to him.
Hold it. By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe.
I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence.
I would love to, but first we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. I must use the press button on the correct statement, and press button him for more information.
I know which one to press him on. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then you skip this, and then I get her to say something. Ask for more details. Ms. Bird?
Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say.
Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies.
I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing?
This is a really cute photo. I feel like, I don't know, for some reason, it feels like they drew her really cute in this game. Maybe it's because it's slightly newer.
As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it.
Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you?
Sigh, I also say sigh out loud too, didn't you know? I can't believe someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. Objection!
If that's the case, then my objection for him is turning into Clavier.
Objection!
You know what annoys me? Okay, like I actually like some of the post-DS trilogy, like the 3D. I like the voice acting, some of the voice acting for the 3D games. Like I like Sam Riegel as Phoenix Wright. I think he's pretty good. I think the Apollo they have is also pretty good. I love Athena's voice actress. It really annoys me, even though I love Yuri Lowenthal as a voice actor, it annoys me that they replaced Clavier's voice actor with Yuri Lowenthal, because now it sounds nothing like he did in the first game, and now I have to imagine him having a different voice. Because, like, his objection in Apollo Justice is like, objection! Like, he's a rocker. And he sounded really cool, but now he's like, I don't even know how to do it. He's like, objection! Objection! I don't know. Yuri Lowenthal, I love you. I hate Yuri Lowenthal Clavier. Oh yeah, I saw Capcom did a Twitch Plays and like they presented their badge 20 times. That was really good. Classic Twitch chat, classic Ace Attorney enjoyer.
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now.
I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir.
Ha, a likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again.
I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. Nothing bad has ever happened to me in my entire life. Not in the 3 games that I've been a character. Is she like squeezing her police hat? I didn't notice that she had something in her hand. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it.
Yeah, pal, I'm on this side now. That means I'm the bad guy. Trust me, you don't want to test how bad her luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive.
Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth.
But, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office.
Her motive? Didn't we already establish it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe.
Objection. I know what it is. Edgeworth's about to say,
I'd like you to add that statement to your testimony. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points toward a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time for me to blow him. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own.
I feel like Maggie's 19 or 20. I think she's like 20. Isn't she like 21? Whoops. Oh wait, we're good. I was afraid I like did something. She's 23. I think she was 22 when she was introduced. She's just like weirdly, she looks weirdly young because I think they wanted to design, when they introduced her, they designed her, I think they wanted to make it look like she was replacing Maya, but she was just the defendant in the first case and then Maya came back. Wait, where am I? Her intent? Okay, yeah. I know what the answer to this is, but I want to press it first too.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However,
glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me.
However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe.
Hey, good thinking asking for my opinion on the matter.
Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
He's just ignoring him. Okay, send me back here. Objection. Only prosecutors know about this safe.
Objection!
He did the thing.
Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something?
Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway.
That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe.
Bam.
The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors.
I like when my VTuber model goes all the way back like him.
I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan.
But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down.
Objection! There's too much dust around where the picture frame was. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted.
I wish I had something dumb to bite down so it could sound like I was...
Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there was no way Maggie could have known about it either.
Then, are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor?
Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now?
Curses! Why? What made you?
What's with the angry face all of a sudden? I thought only murderers made that face, but you're a prosecutor.
It's all my fault!
What do you mean?
It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes.
What did you just say?
We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. We even wore the same clothes. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes.
Then that means...
Yeah, I know. I'd only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim.
Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief?
And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you, Miss Maggie Bird?
Excuse me?
I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. So I know, obviously, we're gonna get everybody off the hook and he's gonna get blamed for it, but, like, technically, if Maggie Bird did kill him, she would just be doing her job, right? That's not murder. That's like, she's protected from that, right? So it doesn't matter. So there's no crime. I mean, obviously we know who it was, but killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession.
What the? You're still accusing Maggie of murder?
Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it?
Yeah, see, it's self-defense. She's okay. We can technically just walk away from this case now because we know it was self-defense, quote unquote. No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir.
Plus, even if she was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to his office.
Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? I'm changing my opinion.
Why did they make him look like that? He, like, doesn't look like that. Why is that? Why did they draw him that way?
It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him.
Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief?
I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense.
Has he no honor?
Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man.
Oh, wait, look! I just noticed. The police detective. Oh, you can see my mouse. For some reason, it wasn't showing up before. I just realized the police detectives here have the detective's badge on them, like I was saying earlier. Remember when I was showing you those images of all the people from Rise of the Ashes that have the detective's badge? Yeah, look at that. It's weird that the badge he has in his wallet doesn't look like that.
Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out?
You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office.
God, he looks so annoying just doing that animation when we're in the outside view.
But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show.
I just love the frame rate of Edgeworth tapping his finger on his shoulder. It's so satisfying.
Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit.
Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself.
But, sir...
We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you can remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful.
Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again.
If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, and I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear?
To be continued. This is case 1? This is so long. Ooh. That's a good save sound. They change the save music every game. This is case 1? What are we, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles? Ladder investigating the hallway. We have to do another investigation, then we have to talk to him again. Oh, her hat has little feathers on it too. It's 4 a.m.?
What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable.
Please maintain your professionalism, detective.
I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir.
Well, we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir.
True, but so then what now?
Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch.
Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. Why is there a basketball there on the ground?
Why is there a piece of sports equipment near the murder scene?
There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway.
Really, sir?
For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door.
Begin investigation.
Why do I feel like Maggie has a thing for Miles? No, she doesn't. She has a thing for Gumshoe. The way Gumshoe is like trapped in the middle, not animating his run all the way. He's like slowly moving around Maggie. Front-facing Gumshoe, what are you doing here? Wait, I want to like try to get a... Gumshoe's so tall. Look at them. Why does Edgeworth feel so tiny in this sprite form, and Gumshoe feels so tall? He's not like that much taller than him, right? How tall is Maggie? She's so short. Even compared to Edgeworth, she's so tiny. And she's like not that much older than, not that much younger than them, right? Because I think Edgeworth is 25, 26, 27, maybe? Wait, how old were Phoenix and Edgeworth in the first game? Because they're the same age. Weren't they like 24? So he would be 27 now that it's been 3 games for 3 years. Miles is 24 now or 24 at the beginning of the original trilogy? I can't leave the screen, but his running animation looks so good here. What? This guy? What are you doing here? It's a basketball hoop. Who put this here? Okay. This is a really long case. However, it appears, unfortunately, our time has come to a close for today. This is a really long case. So there's still a second half of the case. And I feel like I know where we're going with this. Oh, boy. But yeah. This is really... I mean, it's Ace Attorney, and I feel like it's really hard to go wrong. So it's like, this has been really good. But as to be expected from an Ace Attorney game, especially one where you play as Miles Edgeworth, I'm really excited to see where the rest of this game goes. So, we're gonna be playing this game for about 2.5 weeks before Zelda Echoes of Wisdom comes out, and hopefully, even with all of my pressing every single statement to try and get all the dialogue, hopefully we can finish the first game by then. Yeah, this is really good. I'm really excited to see the rest of the game. So let me see. Next stream will be on Tuesday. We have 3 streams of this next week. Yeah, okay. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's gonna be next week. Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you so much for coming. Oh my god, so many people came today. Thank you so much. I love this game. Please stick around if you want to see me beat the rest of this game. Next time. Thank you so much for coming today. And as always, Yasu Moriarty. Good night. I'm really hungry and I need to go eat dinner, so we can't go that much overtime today.